Welcome to another episode of Chef Knives to Go Quick Look Product Reviews. I'm Steve Gamache, and what we have today is the Kanehide TK Bullnose Butcher 180mm knife. This line of knives, this is a project that Mark started. I think it might have been almost a year. I forget the exact time, but he's been waiting on these a while. But he had a bunch of requests from the Chef Knives to Go forum members to do a kind of a replica of the Forgecraft Bullnose Butcher, and he commissioned Kanehide to do these, and he finally got them in, and boy, did they do a nice job on these. So let's take a look at it. The core steel is Kanehide's now kind of famous semi-stainless TK steel. It's got some chromium in it, so it's pretty stain resistant, but you might get a little bit of a patina, or if you leave it wet, it might stain a little bit and water spot. If you use it, dry it, wash it, dry it, take care of it, it really won't patina a whole lot, but it might a little bit, especially if you're using this on a lot of meats, which is the purpose for it. But it's just an awesome steel that's easy to sharpen, takes a really nice edge, and has reasonable edge retention. And like I said, it's just a joy to sharpen. It sharpens up really well. So the construction is mono steel. It's all the same material. There's no cladding or layers on the knife. The weight on this is about 146 grams or 5.1 ounces, so nice and light in the hand. The edge length, and I measured it by I do that by rolling this against a ruler. So I start at the chin back here, and I just roll it all the way up. Since this has such a curve or arc to the forward third with this big belly, it came out about 185 on the actual edge, 7.3 inches. Overall length about 11.4 inches at 290 millimeters, and the spine thickness is about 2.1 millimeters. Pretty much just holds that all the way through until we hit the grind, and it thins out really nice at the very tip. It's quite thin. Blade height, I measured it at the back here. It's about 28.8 millimeters high, and then I also measured it kind of this wider area here. It was about 33.6 millimeters. Handle's just a nicely executed basic rosewood handle with a nice feel to it. Well executed in terms of fit and finish, and it's got a good feel to the handle. The fit and finish on the blade is well done as per the standard for this line, this TK and PS60 line. It's got some smoothing and polish to the spine, and there's not much of a choil, but you've got some smoothing there. This one is not quite as sharp as some of the Kanehide knives out of the box. I'd say it's a 5 out of 10, and you can see how nice of a job they did on the convexing here. On camera, there we go. But it's a little hard to tell, but let's bring it in a little closer. It's a little hard to tell with all the lighting in here, but you can kind of see that convex on there. So it kind of kicks in down there and just smoothly cruises right down to the edge. So it's a little hard to show with the kind of semi-polished finish, but they just did a great job on this. And you can see the machine finish on it. Edge bevel, 50/50. Actually, the edge bevel in this was about 30/70, so it's about 30% on the left side and about 70% on the right. So a little wider bevel on the right side of the knife than the left side of the knife. The grind is pretty much 50/50 as far as I can tell, and it's just a well-executed design. So balance point, not that it matters quite so much on a knife like this, but the balance point just in front of that bolster. And this should just make a great butchery type knife. Again, a classic Forgecraft style look. It's just really well executed. I'm not going to bother with a cutting board curve on this. These can be a little bit of a challenge to sharpen because you've got that big old arc there. I'm trying to do this freehand. I worked on it quite a while. I may want to drag my Edge Pro out, but so far I've resisted taking on the challenge, but I'm having to work a lot harder in this forward third of the blade where the real heavy belly occurs, but gives you a lot of practice working on the stone and trying to be consistent with your angles as you follow the arc of the blade profile. But just a beautiful job by Kanehide on this. Well done by Mark. If you were one of the ones that were kind of interested in this, go get you one. It's a great blade. He put the investment into buying a bunch of them to bring them out, but these are just really, really, really nice. So there you have the Kanehide TK Bullnose Butcher 180mm knife.